The Book of Wretch presents Saints and Sinners. Episode 1, Bound by Blood. Thank you. Even if there's 30 of y'all sitting in here ignoring me, I appreciate the 6 of y'all that are applauding, so thank you for the support. Most of y'all already know me, but for the new people here tonight, the name's Waylon North, and I'm a blues guitar player. Again, I appreciate y'all for listening to me tonight, and...
Boo! You suck!
Ronnie, sit your dumb ass down. You're drunk, and I'm not in the mood for your bullshit tonight, okay? Anyway, thank y'all, and have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow. I walked off the stage of the Black and Blues bar and walked through the door backstage to meet Leon, the manager, to see if I was getting paid tonight or not for performing.
Here's your pay, Waylon. Sorry it's short tonight. It's been a slow day and, well, it's all I can give right now.
Well, you know me, Leon. No matter the amount, I appreciate the gesture. I usually get a free bread roll or something elsewhere, but at least you pay me in cash here. That I am very appreciative of. Anyway, you have a good night. I looked down at the translucent envelope. I can only see $1. Boy, was I hoping there was more than $1 in there. Alright, let's see what we got tonight. 1, 2, 3. $3. $3? Come on, man. That's enough to get me a half-eaten bento box and a pack of expired Pop Rocks. A flavor I don't even like at that. Waylon. What am I doing with my days, man? Wasting my time playing guitar to a group of 6 people who don't give a lick about nothing I got to say. All for $3. I walked back to the tent I rented for the night. It was $2 a night, so with the 3 I earned tonight, I'm at a grand total of $5. That won't get you far in this world, but if I keep playing here every night, it'll keep a roof, or, well, a thin piece of plastic over my head. But it's something at least. Okay. I just need to relax myself and try to have a clear head so I can think straight and figure out how I'm gonna make some good money. The right way this time. I think I'm gonna finally do what my wife's been telling me to do for so long. Especially when I get in a bad headspace. I'm gonna finally write in my journal. I took my journal and a half-broken pen that somehow still worked out of my leather strap bag and started to write. I never written in this journal before, so I decided to start writing my story from the very beginning. The name's Waylon North. I was born in the year 1990 in Louisiana, in a little known town in New Orleans. I was a little nurtured boy by both of my folks. My daddy was born and raised there, but my mama, she was from New York. She went to New Orleans one year to celebrate Mardi Gras and met my daddy there, and well, the rest was history, I reckon. She moved there, and 2 years later I was born. My parents were church folk, very religious, so I couldn't really have fun like the other children. It was bad enough that I was mocked in school because my Louisiana accent wasn't strong like everyone else's. Never thought a person could be bullied for not having an accent, but I guess I'm living proof of it. I wasn't a bad kid by any means. Got good grades and never got in trouble with the law. Never really done anything as a matter of fact. I just went to school and came right back home. According to my mama though, my voice was as silky as velvet and couldn't go to waste. So she put me in the church choir, my school's choir, and gave me a guitar to try and learn to make my own music, since that was a big thing at the time in New Orleans. I graduated high school but never went to college for it was just too expensive for my folks. So for the start of my adult life, I would go around looking for music gigs to do, and while things started off pretty well, I quickly learned that I couldn't make a living off of it. I told my folks I didn't want to sing, it just wasn't my thing, that I wanted to play guitar for a living. Took a bit of convincing for my mama, but she understood. I had my folks' support, so they let me live in my childhood room all I needed until I figured things out. But man, oh man, did I meet the woman of my dreams the next year at Mardi Gras. Of course. She was a Dominican nurse student from Rhode Island, and she was just sitting by herself on the sidewalk eating a po' boy. She was looking cute as hell in this flower patch sweater, with black overalls with flowers in her long, beautiful brown curly hair. She had a bit of sauce on her face, so I grabbed a napkin and sat next to her and held it out, and I said, "Hey, you got a little something on your cheek, ma'am." She looked at me with embarrassed eyes because I caught her with a mouthful, so she quickly grabbed the napkin, wiped the cheek, swallowed her food, and apologized, even though she had no reason to. I told her my name, and she told me hers, which was Luna. We were long distance for about a year, because she had to finish her degree, but as soon as she did, she moved here to New Orleans, and we got married right away. Shy Louisiana boy like myself had no business marrying a beautiful girl like her, but again, I'm living proof that that's possible. I finally moved out of my folks' home and got us an apartment that me and my wife moved into. But that happiness was very short-lived, because all hell broke loose near the end of that year. The leading months to what I call doomsday had everything in plain sight, but we just didn't pay enough attention. One month there were drones of unknown origin. The next month, there were natural disasters left, right, and center. Fires, winds, and tsunamis that took out whole cities. Then the next month, NASA picks up unknown radio chatter from outer space where there shouldn't be. Next thing you know, I wake up abruptly to explosions, gunfire, and screams. Still dazed from waking up along with everything else that's going on. I nearly fell to my death because I hadn't noticed half of my apartment building was missing. Only to look down and see that my wife has fallen to hers, impaled by an emerged broken sewage pipe. Her eyes still open, glaring up at me. The world was being destroyed, but my world was below me, lifeless, on a sewage pipe. I still can't get her image out of my mind till this day. She was wearing her his and hers robe that we've gotten for our wedding from her parents. Speaking of parents, I had no idea what happened to mines. I tried to get in touch with them, but no answer. I went to their home, which was completely in shambles, and searched the rubble for hours, and still couldn't find them. I gave up, and I hate that I did, but I didn't know what else to do. I went back to my apartment and took Luna off the pipe. I held her lifeless cold body for what felt like an eternity before I mustered the courage to finally bury her. I was so encompassed with my wife and parents that I didn't even realize what was going on around me. We were attacked by aliens. People tried to fight back, but it was worthless. It was a slaughter. They weren't completely unkillable, since I found dead alien bodies scattered about, but the ratio of dead human bodies to dead alien bodies was astronomical. We truly didn't stand a chance. Fast forward to the current year, 2030, 5 years after Doomsday. I'm still here in New Orleans. Well, what's left of it anyway. Just a barren wasteland with scattered, decayed, and destroyed buildings and remnants of what used to be. Only reason I'm still here is because the aliens seem to have moved on mostly from around here. I haven't seen any in months, so I tend to not stray away from the area and just stick to what mankind I know is left. All I got is my guitar, my leather bag, a pocket knife, a bit of food, a few bucks, a worn water bottle, this journal, a calendar to keep up with the days, and what's left of my sanity. 'Cause my humanity, my humanity's been gone. The things I had to do to stay alive when this all started years ago, well, let's just say I'm not proud of them, and I should suffer for the things I've done to other folk. And don't get it twisted now. I wasn't a serial killer or none like that. I just had to eradicate people who were either in my way of surviving, or in most cases taken from others in order to survive. It was a dog-eat-dog world. I was a saint turned sinner, but I'm trying to turn a new leaf and do what's right. Just how I was raised. But truth be told, that doesn't matter much when God's already turned his back on me from the rich I've become. I'm just trying to be better for my folks and my wife, who's looking down on me from above. It's too late to be a good person for myself, but I sure as hell can still be a good person for them and make them proud. It's the least I can do. I guess at this point, I'm a saint and a sinner. Waylon North, October 8th, 2030. I put my journal back in my bag and turned in for the night. Or so I thought. I woke up hearing some whispers outside of my tent. I slowly zipped down the tent, nervously peeking out of the slit with one eye, hoping I wasn't greeted by a gun or was getting set up to get robbed. But there was no one there. I fully unzipped the tent and stepped out, still hearing those strange whispers. I grabbed my belongings, put my guitar on my back, and left the tent. The probability of this tent still being here by the time I got back was little to none. They either got stolen or moved into on a daily basis. But something intrigued me about these whispers, so I had to follow. I kept following them for a good 10 minutes. I didn't know if I was losing my mind and just hearing these whispers in my head, or if I was onto something, but I just said forget it and kept following. These whispers were leading me through a strange bayou. Mind you, it was darker than space without stars. I couldn't see my own hand in front of me, just a very, very low glow of the moon and the sound of the night. You know, crickets, bugs, and the like. I was just blindly going through this dark, hot, swampy bayou with water rising as high as my waist, but I just couldn't stop. When I was young, my mama would tell me to sing Negro spirituals if I ever felt nervous about anything. Well, this was one of those times. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I'm exhausted and I'm losing my mind. Now, if you ask any folk from round here, they'll tell you straight up that you should never go to a bayou alone, especially at night. But see here, I ain't scared of nothing or nobody. Us black folk know either when and when not to go somewhere. There's no in between. You hesitate, you die. I was always the type of person to never back down from an adventure, whether it was stupid to do so or not. Eventually, I made it across the bayou and in front of this entrance of a cave. Now, I might not be the sharpest tool in the tool shed, but everything about this was telling me not to go in this cave. Anyhow, I stepped foot in the cave anyway, but the whispers went away. There was a very faint light near the very end of the cave, so I took my time and made my way towards it. It was one of those situations where it looked so close, yet it was so far away. I must have been walking towards this light for what felt like ages. At long last, I finally made it to this light source. There was a single torch on the wall that was lit. But someone had to light it recently because they don't just burn forever. I looked around nervously as darkness surrounded me, besides this torch on the wall, hoping I wasn't led in here by someone or something. I walked up to the torch and inspected it, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. I figured I just wasted my time, so out of frustration I grabbed the torch and threw it randomly in the darkness. It ended up hitting a pillar and dropped down in front of this wooden altar with an ancient-looking box on top of it. As I got closer to this box, I noticed it had weird text I'd never seen before and symbols carved into it. There was this strange-looking contraption in the middle of it with enough space to put a finger into. Now, I've seen enough horror films to know not to put my finger in there, but honestly, what did I have to lose? I was already at rock bottom. What's the worst that could happen? Right? I put my finger in the contraption and nothing happened. I tried every single one of my fingers, even my toes, to see what could possibly open this box, but again, nothing. Then it hit me. Blood. That had to be it, right? Some sort of offering to open the box. Maybe it wasn't an indent for a fingertip, but rather a small bowl for blood or some kind of liquid. I filled it with spit first just in case, but nothing happened. I cleaned out the indent with my shirt and began to really think about doing the most dumb thing I could possibly do right now, filling it with my blood. If you know anything about New Orleans, you'd know voodooism is massive here. Blood magic, dark arts, witchcraft, and the likes. Anyone in their right mind knows not to mess with blood magic if you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. But here I am, about to do some sort of blood ritual or offering without knowing any of the repercussions. I grabbed my pocket knife out of the front pocket of my bag and flipped out the blade. I put it to my finger and pressed in with a bit of force until a drop of blood appeared. I put my finger over the indent of the box and squeezed it until a drop dripped into the indent. As the drop of blood hit the bottom, I heard an unlocking sound. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Wasn't a total waste of my time. I'm probably cursed now or something, but hey, time to see what's in this box. Maybe there's some jewelry or something that'll fetch me a few dollars at least. As I opened the box, a gust of wind flew out into my face. But that was about it. It was empty. So you telling me I skipped out on a good night's sleep to go chasing some whispers that led me miles into a dark-ass bayou with smelly, warm swamp water up my ass the whole time, to only be led to a darker cave that led me to an Indiana Jones torch puzzle, which then led me to a Hellraiser-looking ass box that I put my blood into for no reason, only for the box to fart in my face and be empty.
Free. At last.
Did I just hear a Negro spiritual?
Of all things to wake me, it's immortal. And a stupid one at that.
Am I roasting myself with my own hallucinations?
For crying out loud, you're not hallucinating. You've released me from that cursed box that I was banished into a millennia ago.
Nah. Hold up. Wait a minute. Cursed the box? I mean, well, that I figured, but banished? A millennia ago? Really, my guy? Sounds to me like you're probably some homeless dude a witch decided to put in a box one day because you stole from her. Anyway, why can I hear you but I can't see you?
You can't see me because I'm infused into your mind, body, and soul. It is I, Malthus, the great prince of hell, who commands 40 demon legions and is still second in command under Satan himself.
Yeah, nah. I'm sorry, doesn't ring a bell.
What? What do you mean? Everyone knows about me. I'm one of the most powerful demons in all of hell.
Huh. Yeah, I'ma call your bluff, 'cause if you're so powerful, how'd you get banished for a whole millennia in the first place? And that's where you got me wrong, 'cause I don't know you. And I'm not everyone. My name is...
Waylon. Waylon Norlin North. A hopeful blues guitar player, born in the year 1990, in Louisiana, New Orleans. Your mother's name was Sophia, and your father's name was Oliver. You were supposed to be born with a twin sister named Evelyn, but she died during birth. And let's not forget your wife.
Don't you dare speak of my wife. You're treading on mighty, thin ice here. People have died for speaking on my wife's name, and I ain't afraid to murder again.
Luna. Poor girl. Died from falling 50 feet and being impaled by a broken sewage pipe through her stomach, killing more than herself.
And what do you mean by more than herself?
Oops. You didn't know, did you? She was 2 weeks pregnant with a baby boy. You see, you may not know me, Waylon, but boy do I know you. We're bound to get very well acquainted with each other. I hope you know. And by bound, I mean quite literally. The moment you put your blood on that seal, it bound our souls together, freeing me from confinement in the process. We need each other to live. If I die, you die. And if you die, I die. It's very simple to understand.
If you're supposed to be so powerful, the hell you need my body to live for? You're free now. Just leave me be.
But it's not that simple. Being locked away for a millennia weakened me more and more over time. In order for me to return to the powerful being I once was, I need a vessel to take me to the 7 gates of hell, located in York, Pennsylvania. Once there, I need you to get me through all 7 gates. Only then will I be freed, once again, truly.
Boy, I know you lying. Unless the 7 gates of hell is a haunt, you are out of your damn mind. My mama would slap the taste buds out your mouth asking me some foolishness like that. Listen, respectfully, I'll drop you off around the corner, and you can find the rest of your way on your own. You think I'ma just take you, a demon, a server of the devil himself, halfway across the country, to become his former self again, to do whatever it is that you do?
Yes, actually. That's exactly what you will do. I have all authority over you, and always will. You're immortal. I'm a prince of hell. Do you understand, boy?
Oh. Okay. So what did you say again? If I die, you die? What's stopping me from killing myself and doing the world a favor by getting rid of you for good? I was looking to go out a hero, and this seems like the perfect exit, if you ask me. Matter of fact, go possess another body real quick so you can catch this fade, cause I know you ain't talking to me like that. Nah bro, wrong one. Demon or not, on my mama I'll slap you back to banishment. Don't you ever talk to me like that. I have full authority over your weak ass. I might be immortal, but you're a bitch. Do you understand that? Boy, don't play around with me.
Luna, I can return her to you. Her and your unborn son.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now you want to talk soft, huh? Why would I even believe you? You have no reason to tell me the truth. You have no reason to do anything for me once I free you.
Well, that's on you to decide. I just figured instead of leaving you empty-handed, I could reward you for your time. You have freed me from banishment after all. All you have to do is go through the 7 gates of hell and free me back to my body. We'll no longer be soulbound, and you'll have your pregnant wife back. Seems like a fair trade to me for a bit of travel. What do you say?
Man, this is some bullshit. First I wake up to my folks, an apparently pregnant wife, dead because of an alien invasion, go through 5 years of an apocalypse that hasn't been good to me, and now I woke up some ancient demon lord from banishment that I can't see and can only hear in my head, who is bouncing my soul because my dumbass put my blood on a random box in a random cave in a random bayou in the middle of the voodoo capital. Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Well then. Yeah, That was a lot easier than I thought.
I grabbed the torch off the ground that was still lit and walked out of the cave. Not a single word was said that whole time between Malthus and I. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted, and I don't feel like going back to my tent, so I'm just gonna camp out here. Or should I say we're gonna camp out here. Say, when I pee and stuff, like, you ain't gonna look, right?
Of course not. I have eyes of my own. We're not the same person. My soul is just bound to your body. Unfortunately.
Man, you a hater for real. What do you mean, unfortunately? I think I happen to have a nice body, as a matter of fact. And so does my wife.
What wife?
Malthus. Respectfully? Shut your dumb ass up. I grabbed a couple bundles of sticks I could find that were dry, and some dried out moss to make a campfire. I lit it with the torch and sat on the ground. Actually, I meant to ask, but why do you sound a bit like me? I'm getting confused with my own inner monologue and your ass, and I have no idea if I'm thinking in my head or if you're talking.
Because you wouldn't want to hear my native tongue, so I chose to render your voice instead.
Oh yeah? Try me. It can't be that much different. Okay. Damn. Giving me a headache. I get it. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's been beyond a damn long day for me. So good night, I guess. I got no answer from Malthus. I laid down on the cold ground, using a few pieces of dried up moss as a pillow. Nice. Good talk. It's whatever. Saying goodnight to a demon wasn't on my to-do list, but here we are. This was so definitely worth giving up my tent for, I'll tell you what. Luna, I'm gonna need you to please guide me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. But this life is hard without you. And I just want you back. I want us to meet our son and start the family we always talked about. I miss you. And I need your strength. 'Cause this is gonna be one long journey. And honestly, I don't know if I can do it without you. I'm already struggling as it is just to get to the next day. Going outside this safe zone is something I never thought I'd do. Between the unknown, aliens, hostile humans, and the rogue military that's supposed to help normal folk like us, now have orders to kill anyone on sight in fear of us being contaminated or infected. This all just sounds like a suicide run. But if this demon really holds his truth through and can bring you back to me, I'll go through anything. And nothing. Nah, I mean nothing. is going to stop me. Saints and Sinners. Written and edited by Nicholas Acevedo. Music provided by Daniel Carlton at astrofreck.com and Darren Curtis at darrencurtismusic.com. If you enjoyed Saints and Sinners, search up The Book of Wretch on Spotify and YouTube for access to more episodes of Saints and Sinners, among other stories. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.